Welcome to this explainer where we're going to unlock a seriously powerful feature in Claude Code. We're talking about a way to make your AI assistant work exactly how you want it to every single time. So, let's start with a really common challenge, one I'm sure you've run into. You ask your AI to, say, format some code a certain way, or to please not touch a specific file, but you're just relying on the prompt. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that inconsistency, it can be a real drag on your productivity. But what if you could just enforce those rules automatically? Well, today, we're diving into the solution for that exact problem. Claude Code Hooks. This is a feature that gives you real, deterministic, automated control over your AI's behavior. We're talking consistency, we're talking reliability every time. Okay, so what is a hook really? The best way to think about it is like a programmable guardrail. You're basically setting up a series of if this happens, then you do that rules for your AI. It's just a shell command that you write and you tell Claude to run it at specific moments. It's how you build your own custom logic right into the assistant itself.
And this right here, this is the whole point. We're moving away from just suggesting things in a prompt and kind of, hoping for the best. With hooks, you are literally encoding your rules into code that is guaranteed to run. It's the difference between asking nicely and actually setting a law.
So, what can you actually do with this stuff? Well, the sky's the limit, really. You want custom desktop notifications? You can do that. You need to automatically run a code formatter like Prettier every single time a file gets saved? No problem. How about logging commands for compliance or even straight up blocking Claude from editing your sensitive files? It's all about automating your workflow and enforcing your standards. Okay, so how does Claude know when to run your commands? The magic here is all in something called hook events. Think of these as specific, predefined trigger points in Claude's whole operational lifecycle. And what's so cool about this is how it maps out all those trigger points for you. You can hook into the very start of a session, or right after a tool finishes its job with post-tool use. But crucially, look at pre-tool use. That one lets you run a command before a tool is even used, which gives you the power to block the action entirely if you want to. It's a huge deal. All right, enough talk. Let's get our hands dirty and see how this actually works. We are going to build our very first hook right now, a super simple logger that's going to record every single shell command that Claude executes for you. And you know what? It really is this straightforward. You just pop open the hooks configuration, you tell it to trigger on that pre-tool use event, and you say, hey, only do this for bash commands. Then you drop in your JQ script to write to a log file, save it, and that's it, you're done. In just a couple of minutes, you have an automated command logger running, giving you a complete audit trail. So, now that you've seen the basics, let's ramp it up a bit. Let's explore how this simple idea can build into some really powerful real-world automations that can totally transform your daily workflow. But hold on, before we do, a really important point on security. Remember, these hooks are shell commands, and they run automatically with your own credentials. That means you should always review and understand the code in a hook before you register it. Treat it just like you would any other script you run on your machine. Be smart about it. All right, first up, automatic code formatting. Just imagine this for a second. Never having to manually run a linter or formatter on a file ever again. Why? Because Claude just handles it for you every single time it makes an edit. This configuration is just so clever. See how it hooks into the post-tool use event? That means it waits until Claude is totally finished editing or writing a file, and if that tool was an edit or a write, it then automatically fires off a command that runs Prettier on the exact file that was just modified. Your code stays perfectly formatted with absolutely zero extra effort from you. Next up, let's talk about playing defense. How can you use hooks to protect those really sensitive files, like your configuration or environment files, from getting accidentally clobbered by the AI? So, the hero of this story is that event pre-tool use. This hook runs before the edit can ever happen. The command is just a simple Python script that checks the file path. If that path matches one of your protected patterns, like anything ending in .env, the script just exits with an error code, and that blocks the tool from running. It completely prevents the edit. It is your automated gatekeeper. And for our last example, let's look at a simple but, an incredibly useful hook for just improving your day-to-day quality of life when you're working with Claude. This one is just so useful. You know how you're constantly switching back and forth between windows to see if Claude is done with a long task?
Well, this hook connects to the notification event, which fires whenever Claude is waiting for you. The command then triggers a native desktop notification. No more checking, you just get a little system alert telling you, hey, it's your turn.
So there you have it. We've seen how hooks can transform your vague suggestions into absolute guarantees. They let you build powerful, deterministic automations for formatting, for security, and for just making your own workflow better. You officially have the tools. The only question left is, what are you going to build first?